So thank you so much.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
First and always foremost, we give honor to Almighty God. And He has enabled us and has blessed us to be able to join together even at this very moment in time. I don't like to do anything without giving honor and credit to God first. Because without God, I can do nothing. And with God, all things are possible. Even so much so that the ordeal in which our young sisters and our beautiful sisters have gone through, God even protected them even through that ordeal and blessed them to be with us even here now in the United States. And we are very, very grateful and thankful. All protocols being observed. Thank you, Doctor, and my colleague. We're going to work on that issue about you not getting elected. We're going to work on that issue. But we thank you nonetheless for being here. Dr. Ezzy, thank you for your work and the board members, all of your work that you're doing through World Ethnic Network. And Brother Emmanuel, not enough can be said about all that. Let's give him another round of applause for all that he has done. He has spearheaded single-handedly the efforts to bring 10 of our sisters here to the United States, most of which he's paid for out of his own pocket to do so. And while it has been a grassroots effort to bring resources to help in that effort, most of it has been borne by him. And so, Brother Emmanuel, we thank you for being the type of father that you have been to these young ladies that you have brought here to the United States. We stand with you, World Ebony Network, and its leaders and others to ensure the best experience for these young ladies, that they can eventually be reunited in their own country, familiar with their own surroundings. Let me also acknowledge the presence of former delegate Jolene Ivey of the House of Delegates in the state of Maryland, and she recently ran for lieutenant governor in the state, and her husband is currently running for Congress, the 4th Congressional District, where Donnie Edwards will be moving on to the Senate. And so thank you so very much, Jolene Ivey, to recognize her. And we are very pleased. We know that her husband, who is also nationally known and recognized and gets a lot of credit for his work, Dr. Dyson, but his wife is just as one, is critically important that we acknowledge her presence. Just being here is wonderful. She travels all over the world, not just here locally or in Chicago or in the United States, but all over the world, fighting on behalf of women's issues in particular, but human rights in general. And so, Dr. and Reverend Marcia Dyson, thank you so very much. We appreciate today. Yes, we have had the opportunity to travel to Nigeria. I was speaking to our sisters a little earlier, letting them know of the various states that I've been in Nigeria, and looking at the conditions of our brothers and sisters there, some of which are very deplorable conditions. But then there are other sections of Nigeria look better than certain sections in the United States. And so that does not get talked about a lot. I remember staying at the hotel in Abuja. And in fact, this was my first time in Abuja when I had stayed. And I got up and went to breakfast, and enjoyed a beautiful breakfast at the Hilton there. And then, yeah, I don't like the Sheridans. Yeah. Yeah, but we came outside after I finished eating, and I saw a bunch of white people. And I got confused when I came outside. There's all of these white people sitting outside around the swimming pool and all. That's wonderful. It's wonderful. But I didn't see enough of us around the pool. And it's interesting. I'm saying that not to be racial. You know, sometimes people get excited when you make a racial statement. I'm not afraid of saying what I got to say. But what is interesting is that the world image that is perpetrated is that this is some cannibalistic country that's primitive and, you know, and everybody else should stay away while it has become the habitation of enjoyment and pleasure for other individuals. And so we have an opportunity. We have an opportunity right now, God, to work with our young lady, energy, that charges cell phones, because, you know, energy is a big issue in most of the developing world. But it was a woman who did this. And the richest black woman in the world is not Oprah Winfrey, but it's a Nigerian woman. There is greatness that comes out of Nigeria. So even though what has brought us at this point in time has been a horrific incident that brought these young ladies here, what Boko Haram meant for evil, through the grace of God, we can turn it for good. We want our young sisters to know that we love you. We sincerely love you, and that the hope of our future really lies within you. This issue of human trafficking is a serious issue around the world, to include the United States. In my own county, Prince George's County, there is a form of human trafficking occurring called sex trafficking that is occurring in Prince George's County, right next door. This is a world problem, and it's going to take all of us in this world to work together to ensure that this stops. The issue of terrorism is a world problem. We've experienced terrorism in the United States of America. It was called slavery. In the United States of America, that was terrorist activities. Activities of the White Knights, the Ku Klux Klan, and organizations such as that. So we are not so free and void of our own problems here in the United States. But we are connected to the entire world of problems. Even in my first African nation that I visited was Kenya, and many of my friends in Kenya are suffering from the killings that occurred at the Kenya University, 147 young lives. And they picked out Christians in particular and killed them on the spot. So it happened in Chibok. Some of them, even though it was a mixture of Muslim and Christian children, we need to make certain that when we talk about these issues, let's not specifically single out a religion. It is not about the religion, but it is about those individuals that bastardize religion in the name of God to do these atrocities. That is what we must be talking about. And if we continue to work together to reveal and expose this wickedness that occurs in our society, it will be abolished. But we cannot sit silent. We must be actively involved. So we have pledged our support. My office has pledged our support to partner with Dr. Ezzy to ensure, and Brother Emmanuel, to ensure that we are going to work with some of the ministers in Prince George's County to have a discussion around the 10 young ladies. We know we have 5 here, but we got 5 others as well, to work on ways that we support these children right now while they are here in the United States. But what is most important is reunification. This is not their country. The United States is not their country. Nigeria is their country. And so we want to empower them so that they can go back home. And Mr. Mayor, so that they can be elected to a position of power there in Nigeria. I am hopeful that General Buhari, as he takes office on the 29th of May, I plan on being there for the inauguration. And I'm hoping that some of the statements that he has made thus far is that, one, he is going to work on corruption, which was the #1 thing. Well, he's already been known for that when he was there before. But this time, he has also included as a part of his platform to ensure that more women play a prominent role in the government. And so we hope that our efforts here today, beginning today, will empower them so that they can go back and be in leadership position in the Federal Republic of Nigeria. May God continue to bless you, and thank you so very much for listening.
Mama,